What's up everyone, I'm Tim and this is my channel 40 Times Around, and today I'm hanging out with my good friend Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody with Dirt Nap Dirt Bike Adventure Channel. I'm glad to be here with Tim. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks Cody for being here. So Cody and I met up a few days ago and we're gonna wrap up the last part of the Idaho BDR that you've been watching over the last few episodes. Cody joined me about halfway through. We've had quite an adventure over the last few days and we're gonna fill you guys in on what happened right after this.
I dare you dig a little deeper. It makes you feel a little stronger. Who knows what you may find? You'll see it in your own time. It might just take a little longer. It all goes by so slowly. Ooh, you waited your whole life. Your days turn into nights.
So this whole adventure started with Cody and I both not having cell phone service and trying to find each other. He made quite the effort to come and meet me. How far did you have to ride to get up here?
I believe it was 480 miles before I met
And
you.
what time did you leave?
3 p.m. the night I was supposed to meet you.
Yep. So you got in pretty close to me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Finally threw in the towel and decided enough was enough, but we couldn't even communicate because I had no cell service. I told him roughly where I was going to be camping, and we just happened to cross paths in the area we both kind of knew we were in at a gas station. I saw him driving by, I flagged him down. So we met up, we had a little coffee, we caught up a little bit before we hit the Idaho BDR. And the first section that we hit was Magruder Pass, which is one of the longest stretches with nothing in the middle. It's over 100 miles from end to end. I mean, what did you think of that road before things went bad?
Before things went bad, it was like heaven. I was like, man, if the whole thing is like this is awesome.
But things kind of took a turn for the worse. We were coming up this pretty rocky hill. It was pretty loose stuff. Cody got up a little ahead of me, and you were gonna try to get a shot of me coming around the corner.
Yeah, I was trying to
right?
get some helmet cam footage
Yeah.
of you coming by. So I had just parked my bike, and then this Jeep came whipping down, and all I could think is, Tim's down the road. There's only one road. They're going.
And it's basically a single lane too, by the way.
Yeah, there's
and
not room
a
to
steep
fit.
drop off.
And I'm waving him down. I'm trying to scream. I mean, I was so scared, honestly, I couldn't scream. But I was like, slow down.
Yeah.
Gun it around and see Tim
Yeah.
grab his brakes, and I see Tim like this
With my bike over
with
me.
his bike over him.
Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, we don't have any footage of this. Basically, I'm coming up this hill and I'm switching my glance between the blind corner I'm coming up on and the path that I'm about to be on. Like I'm picking my line up this crazy rocky hill. I look down to see where I'm at, look back up, and I see an SUV coming at me just drifting around the corner. I panicked, I grabbed all the brakes I could grab, and just went flying. And not the best case scenario, but definitely not the worst case scenario. No major damage to the bike. I was basically fine other than a little scrape. Luckily, I did have my first aid kit from Survive where I was able to kind of patch myself up. So that kind of knocked me off my my game a little bit. I lost a lot of confidence. We probably should have called it a day there. We ended up pushing through. So we continued on, we went up, we tried to get up to one of the fire lookouts, and it just got a little too much for me. So we decided to turn around after that. Made camp shortly after that. Pretty cool campsite near a river. Spent the next day just kind of chilling out, regrouping a little bit. We made it to Elk City. We had a nice steak dinner because the one bar in town was having a steak dinner special. And it was the only place to eat at, so it was pretty good, pretty decent. What do you think of that steak?
Steak was
It was a little undercooked.
but
It was raw. I
big.
was still breathing.
It
But
was good.
it was good.
And the potato and the salad were like,
It was a good deal.
Yeah.
I wish maybe they left it on the stove a little
yeah,
longer.
maybe they were running out of propane or something.
It was pretty hot this morning, so we made it to a river to kind of take a little swim, rinse off. That was pretty cool. And,
Literally.
yeah,
Pretty cool.
It was pretty cold. Oh, do you remember what came after that? French Creek Grade. What'd you
Oh
think of
boy,
that
no,
road?
I kind of blocked that one out of my mind.
What'd you think of that road?
From a picture, it would be awesome to see
Yeah.
the scenery.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a big fan of heights.
No. Well, I like it, but that was a bit much, to be honest with you.
Now, French is the one up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I saw this point of interest on the map, and I thought, oh, it's probably a waterfall or something. We've been riding around along this creek through this little like grove of trees, and I'm looking at this point of interest like a little bit ahead of us on the map, and all of a sudden we start going up, and then we go up even more, and it's really steep, and it's switchbacks, and you're just like snaking through the mountains, and you can, like, anytime you look out, there's so much road just twisting through the mountain, you can't even tell which way you came from. It's pretty spectacular, but it is quite high.
It is amazing, yeah.
Then we found the bus, the blue bus, is that what it's called? That was pretty cool. We're both kind of curious what the heck happened with that, and
Yeah, I'd like to find
how
out
that
the
ended
story.
up. That is pretty bizarre to see something like that out there. Yeah, whoever that was had a real long walk out of there, most likely.
And then,
Oh,
is that the night we heard some?
So we totally skipped something. Earlier in the day, we got to Florence. You want to tell us a little bit about Florence?
Oh, Florence. That's kind of one of the reasons I came up, actually. So there's a cemetery there.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. So like the headstones are wooden, and they're from the 1800s, early 1900s. A lot of them were just labeled unknown. There were a few exhumed graves. And I think
My
what the
favorite
coolest thing was the guy that, some of them would tell you how they died, the years and how they died, and one of them was died in gunfight.
Died in
I thought that was
gunfight.
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Apparently it was a pretty rough town to be in its heyday. What was it, somebody died every single night?
Yeah, pretty much every night.
So that was pretty wild. That was really cool. We explored the ghost town a little bit. That was pretty cool. So that was actually earlier in the day. We're a little out of order here, but after we went to the blue bus, then we headed over towards Bergdorf Hot Springs.
Ooh,
which-
yeah.
That was probably top of my list.
Top
That
of
was
his
pretty
list.
fun. Basically, Bergdorf Hot Springs is a big pool, so it's pretty developed. It's a resort kind of thing. You can rent cabins and stuff. Just a beautiful scenery, though. Like the mountains, there's farm animals walking around, there's chickens walking around, goats walking around.
Ghosts like Tim.
They did like me for some reason. So we hung out there. They actually had some live music. They had a folk singer playing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It felt awesome. I'd never been to a hot spring, so that was my first. And pretty cool. Didn't make me want to take a nap a little bit, but
So the next day we made it to McCall, which we were both pretty excited about getting to and checking out. We had heard good things about it. Wasn't super impressed. It's really, really beautiful. Now, it probably doesn't help that we were there on a Saturday. It was super, super crowded. It's
super
just
crowded.
you couldn't get anywhere. You couldn't park anywhere.
Tim
There's just
almost
too
got
many
hit
people,
in
and
the gas station.
yeah, I think the big thing was we went from absolutely nothing, just
No people.
so remote. You would see somebody maybe once or twice a day. You'd cross another vehicle, to all of a sudden we were in this
Surrounded.
mobbed summer vacation, like log cabin rental, like just chaos and so many people, and it was just a little too intense.
Good
for me.
perspective. Yeah, I didn't think of it because we came from nowhere.
It was
And
quite
then all
a
of a
shift.
sudden it was like overstimulation. What?
Yeah. I felt very claustrophobic because, I mean, for the last like 2 weeks for me, I've had 100 acres, 1,000 acres to myself at any given moment. And all of a sudden now there's people all around me, and like, I'm in line to buy a coffee or something. It's like, get off me, you know? Yeah, so it was beautiful, and it was definitely a cool place. I would like to go back there maybe on like a weekday when it's not so crowded. And the ride out was phenomenal.
Oh man.
When it turned to dirt, yeah.
It turns to dirt and you come around the corner and you're like right next to the lake. I mean right next to the lake. And it is gorgeous blue.
It's such a view with mountains in the background and just a sparkling blue lake. It's beautiful. And so we did go through the town of Warren, which we were calling a ghost town. They don't like that. It's a mining town, not a ghost town. There are people living there. We didn't stay long enough to meet any of them because it was a little...
That was a little weird. Like,
I thought I heard some banjo music playing, and I said, I'll see you at the next point of interest.
He did. He was gone. Like, he was seriously gone.
Yeah.
But there's people living, like, here's an abandoned house, and the next one somebody lives in, and then there's two abandoned houses. I was like...
And like way out in nowhere.
Yeah.
We were pretty far out at that point.
Did you see the restaurant at the start of that? We should have gone in there. We'd have some stories.
I bet we would.
No, I'm just kidding.
So after Warren, we took a pretty interesting ride, which you didn't enjoy too much. I definitely didn't enjoy too much.
Boy, down the sand.
So we both are on pretty overloaded bikes, got a lot of weight. You at least have some dirt tires. Mine are not only slick, but they're also bald.
Yeah.
I've been due for a new rear tire
I'll second
since
that.
like a few days ago.
Yeah.
I have zero traction on my rear tire right now. And we're coming down this steep hill with these 180-degree switchbacks. I mean, it's just like looping through this mountain. Steep downhill, and it's all sand.
Yeah. It was
There's just no brakes.
terrifying.
You just kind of like, it's just so
you lean
hard.
into that
Everything
turn or
just
you go off
pushes
the
you.
edge.
Yeah.
Because even first gear was
it's
not
brutal.
slowing me down. And
Brutal. Yeah.
beautiful
Absolutely.
view. Like if you stopped and we're not moving, it's beautiful view. But man,
Yeah.
down,
Oh yeah.
steep. And
But the views were incredible. I don't think that I've ever been in a point on this route so far where I thought, wow, that was so challenging and it wasn't really worth it. Every challenge has been backed up by the most amazing scenery, some river, some bridge, some ghost town, something that is like, whoa, that was worth it.
it's very cool.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff we never knew existed, and coming around the corner after like, oh man, that was tough. And then, oh.
You know, I totally get why they put the word discovery in the name of this, because backcountry discovery routes, like, I don't know, just thought maybe, well, BDR just has like a better ring. I couldn't figure out why the word discovery was in it if you knew what you were coming into, right? Because the route is laid out, you can watch the video and see everything you're gonna find, but there is still so much to discover in between the points of interest, the things that aren't even on the map that you stumble across. It just never ends, and it's just a whole world out here to explore. I'm seriously looking forward to some more of these BDRs. We're thinking about maybe meeting up for Utah next year. I'd like to do the Colorado one, some of the other Pacific Northwest ones.
Love that. They are amazing. I mean,
It's such a cool experience. I mean, because it takes a lot of the guesswork out and a lot of the unknown out, right? Like, you at least know, like, okay, if I follow this route, there's a gas station within this far. However, caveat, sometimes you get to a place where you think there's going to be gas, and they tell you it blew up.
it blew up last year.
Gas station blew
Sorry,
up.
blew up. You can have a pizza here, they said.
Yeah, a $30 pizza.
Which was pretty good, by the way, but
It was
not
fine,
worth $30
but
bucks. I don't know.
It was like tops, that was a $12 pizza.
So carry extra fuel, because literally it blew up last year.
And food too, because you're gonna get like highway robbed if you try to get food.
Yeah, so in the Wild West out here in the Idaho, there still is robbery going on.
It's very true.
We won't name names.
And then we had a heck of a time last night finding a place to sleep as the sun is just sinking below the mountains, and we're on this route. Like, this road is just shooting up the mountain, like, and it's just a single lane, two-way road, but there's nowhere to put a tent up. Not one tent, not a spot for two tents, nothing. It's all an incline. Finally found something on like a hairpin turn. There was a little like pull-out spot where we could fit some tents, put a little fire together, and hung out. But
we may do.
Cody had a little bit of a panic attack last night.
Yeah, we finally went to sleep because we had a big day planned today.
Yep, we were getting up early for a full day. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, first I hear the
Hey,
thunder.
Tim!
Yeah, and then I hear thunder rolling in, and I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty close.
And we got a light
And
show.
loud. It was so loud.
And then the ground started shaking. I'm not
Oh, it was
exaggerating.
terrifying.
Tim's here. I'm not exaggerating.
It
The
was
ground
so
starts
bad.
shaking. Lights are going, and the sounds last like 5 to 10 seconds. Like
It's terrifying.
loud.
It's terrifying.
And we had 3 trees above us,
Yeah.
and the rest was just us.
I'm sitting there every time I see the flash in my tent. I'm laying in my tent. I see the flash go, and then I'm counting 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3,
Yeah,
1,000.
like
okay.
this: 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. I'm like, Tim,
Because
no,
it
no,
makes
no,
me
no,
feel
no.
better that it's not that it's far away. And I would say it was probably about 5 miles away. What would you say? Maybe 3?
There's one that was at least a mile, just a mile
So,
away.
That was what got me. I was fine. I was just coping. I was just like, you know, that's my defense mechanism. Oh, it's 10 miles away. We're good. Yeah,
Okay,
I feel
yeah.
the earth shaking, but it's okay. It's just,
okay still.
It's just fine.
Somebody else is dying. It's not
Yep,
us.
Yep. And then I heard something that I'm telling you, it sounded like it was right next to my tent. The whole ground was shaking, and I just freaked out. I freaked out. Now I'm thinking, I can't remember, because when we went to sleep, there was no evidence that we were going to hit a thunderstorm.
No, there's maybe just a
I
small
always-
white cloud in the sky. There was
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing like that. And
Not
I
even
always
a thought in our head
Yeah.
that we'd get rained on.
Absolutely. And I always spot check, okay, are there any like trees hanging over me that might fall down? But then I'm laying in my tent, I'm thinking, well, I didn't really look. And this is awfully close. And there's a lot of tall trees around us. So I get out of my tent and it's raining, and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, cool. There is a tent. There is a tree. And it's right over my tent, perfectly lined up to land on me if it gets struck with lightning. So I'm going to sleep great tonight. Eventually it died down though. And it was
It
pretty,
did. Pretty quick. I mean,
yeah.
the terror was over.
Yeah.
But that was
I
an
was
experience
spooked.
I'll never
I was
forget.
spooked. I'll tell you, I was a little spooked.
I'm
on that
spooked
one.
by lightning, period,
Yeah.
all the time. But that was no joke. We were.
Yeah. And so today we got a little bit of riding left ahead of us to Yellow Pine. We're actually not doing sections 1 and 2. We just kind of ran out of time, so I will have to come back and finish that out another time. Today we're going to finish out this section, head over to Yellow Pine, and shoot over towards Idaho Falls. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's where we're going to split off. So we got a little bit of scenery left to enjoy, a little bit of dirt left to enjoy. But this has been an absolute blast. Any,
Yes. Thank you for having me,
Thank
Tim.
you, man. This was so freaking cool.
Man, grab a friend, get off the computer, and come out and do something like this. Like,
Heck yeah.
this has been one of the coolest things in my life.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me out here.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for coming. Do you have like one highlight moment that stands out to you more than anything else?
Boy, that's tough.
I know.
I would say the whole day. When was it?
When we went to Florence.
When we went to Florence.
Yeah,
like,
that whole day was crazy.
that section and that whole day was just awesome. We're
A
seeing
lot coming at you.
wildlife and cemeteries and just a
pretty
section of
action-packed.
road that was like my heaven. And I
Yeah,
think
that
we
was
got
pretty
some
cool.
twisties in for you.
Yeah, I do like those paved
So,
twisties.
It was just phenomenal. I would say that whole day is my highlight of the trip.
Awesome. I would have to agree. That day was pretty awesome. Cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Well, this was an absolute blast. Thank you, Cody, for coming out. Thank you
Anytime.
guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go check out Cody's channel. What is it again?
Dirt Nap, Dirt Bike Adventures channel.
Awesome. And that's it for today. If you got something out of this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything whenever I post something new. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care.
Ride safe.